I want to talk about three players that have shown and exceeded expectations, have shown class, have shown quality, and will go down as absolute legends at this football club. I'm going to just start with Ngolo Kante. Now, Ngolo Kante has secured a move to Saudi Arabia, one of the many teams that are acquiring all of our players and many players. I don't even know, I'm not even quite sure the name of this team at this point. There are three names that seem to be buying up everyone, and I haven't quite made the distinction between them, but I'm sure become more privy to these teams. Ngolo Kante's move and his tenure at Chelsea, I think, is it fair to say that he goes into our strongest 11 of all time? I think it does. You know, you might have Makelele in that role, who of course carved that position out. I'm not sure if they could play together, probably not. I never thought I would see a player that I would speak higher of in that role than Claude Makelele. And Ngolo Kante is just a freak of nature. God-given talent, the way this man covers ground, the way he makes tackles, the intensity, the tenacity he plays at, high octane. It is honestly outstanding. You can marvel at watching Ngolo Kante. He, on his day, full fitness. This man is probably the greatest ever in his position. I'm going to go out there and say that. I'm going to stick my neck on the line and say Ngolo Kante is the greatest six, wherever you want to put that DM, that defensive DM. I think Ngolo Kante is the greatest. That game against Manchester City, that final in Porto, Ngolo Kante, we had three extra players. It was like 14 against 11 with Kante on the pitch. He defied all the laws of gravity. He was everywhere. Premier League winner, FA Cup winner, he's won it all. That Champions League, honestly, when I look back at that night in Porto, all I can think about is Ngolo Kante covering blades of grass everywhere he was. Players couldn't believe it. You catch Phil Foden, Mahrez, KDB running with the ball. They turn around and there was Ngolo Kante snatching the ball off them. Irreplaceable. There will never be another one. There will never be a player that plays with that much tenacity and covers that much grass and can make those kind of tackles. It's ridiculous. Ngolo Kante, absolute legend, will go down in the history books, will definitely be in the greatest 11 that Chelsea could ever field. He's an all-star for sure. Absolute. Hang his name in the rafters, retire his number. It's ridiculous. Ngolo Kante, absolute legend. Cesar Azpilicueta, the next man we have to address. Azpilicueta, what do you say about him? Couldn't pronounce his name. No one could at the beginning of his Chelsea arrival. We just call him Dave. And he has gone beyond all expectations. Jose Mourinho once said, if I could field 11 Cesar Azpilicuetas, I'd win a Champions League. I'd win it all. We'd be unstoppable. And that's because the absolute professionalism of this man, the intensity this man plays at, it's the highest level. It's the highest level. Determination. What a standard he sets for all players coming into the club. And of course, we've kept him on a few years, perhaps past his peak and his real ability, but it's just because of the leadership he shows, the examples that he sets. And in his prime, absolute sensational. So quick. I watched him a few times live, and honestly, he was lightning. He covered so much grass. He was just bombing it up and down the pitch, always giving you 110%. Incredible engine. Has lost a few yards this season and last, but Cesar Azpilicueta, what a legend. I think we got him for 7 million or something that season, just after we won the Champions League in 2012. I think it was him and Eden Hazard that came around the same season. And it's been an absolute bargain. He's been an absolute mainstay at Chelsea. What a legend. What a legacy he's set. These players that gave it all for the shirt, you have to put Azpilicueta in that crop of players. And it's been on a decline ever since that Lampard, John Terry era. We haven't quite had as many players that have come into the club and have professed their love and have died for the badge. Azpilicueta, 100%, he's of that ilk. He's cut from that cloth and will go down an absolute legend. The next player I want to talk about, this one, for different reasons. I think that although he's never been able to cement his place in the starting 11, I think he's clearly wanted wanted to be a part of Chelsea's plans, and considering he's tried time and time again to creep his way in, and I think now it's only fair that he departs, and he's promised first team football somewhere else at a big club. Talent, no doubt about it. Quality, no doubt about it. Just couldn't quite find the form. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. At the end of the day, academy graduate, Loftus-Cheek has been there forever. And he's tried to break through many of these teams. He's gone on loan to Crystal Palace. He's gone on loan a few times. And now he's got his move to AC Milan, big club, along with Christian Pulisic. It's confirmed, and I think this is a man who's going to absolutely, again, tear it up at AC Milan. And I wish him nothing but the best. On his day, Loftus-Cheek is fantastic. I think I really saw him last season and the season before that really coming into his own. I feel like Tuchel unearthed a consistency within him. He had the few off games here and there where he didn't quite get involved enough and didn't quite stamp his authority, but his strength, his physicality, his dribbling, once he gets going, he's like a steam train. He's absolutely sensational footballer. Great to watch. Doesn't quite have enough goals or assists to his game. So you really think, what does he do? What player is he akin to? Where would he play? To me, I feel like he's perfect combination with a 6, someone in the middle, someone who can stamp their authority, be a big presence, and drive the ball forward, almost like in a Yaya Toure kind of way. I feel like Loftus-Cheek, that's his best position. And also, he's such a utility man. He can play right back. He can play everywhere. He's a great man to have in your squad, but unfortunately, I think in this new frontier that Chelsea are going to go on, I think it's probably only fair that Loftus-Cheek finally gets his move away. He's probably not going to be in the plans of Pochettino. So it made sense that he made that move to AC Milan. And I think, again, he's going to tear it up. I really do. I think AC Milan are going to be like, wow, what a player we've got again from Chelsea. After Tomori, after Pulisic, we're like a feeder club to AC Milan at this point. But I think Loftus-Cheek should be really held in high regard amongst Chelsea supporters, because he showed time and time again a desire to play for Chelsea. He wanted to play for that team. And he put in some absolute solid performances that might have gone under the radar, but I often watched Loftus-Cheek with a close eye and thought, on his day, he was exceptional. Really absolute quality, such a talent. And I hope he finds that consistency in Milan, in Serie A. And I think next season, might be one of his breakout seasons. He's not getting any younger, so he needs to start playing the football of his life. And I think AC Milan, it's a great move for him. So Loftus-Cheek goes down a legend. I put him in that tier of legends. And you've got to thank Loftus-Cheek for the service for the games that he has put in. Now that concludes the series. I think I haven't missed anyone. There's been so many outgoings at Chelsea, I don't even know. It's highly possible I've missed one or two. Probably have. I need to double check that. And if I have, I'll put them in a miscellaneous category. But yeah. This outgoings all these outgoings we've made, I think it's so good for us to finally get a more confined squad for Pochettino to work with. It's so key that we have a smaller group of players, a small squad after all the shenanigans last year. We know players are getting a chance, there's rotation. We're not just pleasing players for the sake of it. And I think that has been what these outgoings are all about, along with trying to meet the regulations and the rules of FFP. It's equally important that we get that harmony, get that culture back at Chelsea, and hopefully we have a few legends in the future that are going to come from this crop of players. I'm really excited about the players we've got. I just hope under Pochettino's tutelage, under his management, that we can kick on, and some of these players are going to want to fight for the badge, are going to go down legends like the 3 players that I've just spoke of. So guys, let me know what you think about these 3 players. I know I threw a bit of a controversial one there with Loftus-Cheek. I know he's not quite, revered in the same way as Kante and Azpilicueta, but I do think Loftus-Cheek should be appreciated. And I didn't want to put him in that close but no cigar category. But guys, like the video if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel, it's a huge help. Leave a comment, I want to hear what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one in a bit.